Yes, I can. Yeah.
Good. Right. So before I explain, I'm still calming down. Before I explain what Azure really is, I need to explain a little piece about one of our business units inside Microsoft. So Microsoft has God knows how many business units. In fact, we're unique in Ireland. We have every single business unit in Ireland. We're the only campus in the world that has one of everything. So, for example, our Seattle campus hasn't got a data center. We have one of everything. Okay. The business unit, therefore, I want to talk to you about quickly is the Global Foundation Services business unit, and they're the guys that look after our infrastructure for our cloud. So they look after the data centers and the network, and they care about security and compliance and global scale and being green and ecologically friendly. Okay, that's their mission in life. Their mission in life is site up, cost down. So keep everything up and running within their service level agreements, which are 99.95 if it's Azure. They actually get well over 5 nines, but they sell to their users at a lower than 5 nines one because they can afford to. Okay, so GFS Global Foundation Services stop there. That's their mission in life. Okay, their customer is some more of the internal business units of Microsoft. So we have apparently 400 plus cloud services that Microsoft runs. I would personally struggle to name 20. I'll name a couple if I can. Azure, there's one. Office 365, CRM, Windows Intune, that's 3 more. Xbox Live, Bing, now I'm struggling. Zoom, Hotmail. There's lots. There's lots and lots of SkyDrive. We, Microsoft, have been running cloud services, but they weren't called cloud services since the late 80s. So since 80-something, we've been doing data centers. What's weird is we design and build and operate data centers. We're a software company. It seems very strange that we design, build, and operate data centers, but we do. Okay. So I'm going to quickly explain what GFS do. Okay. So it's specifically the infrastructure services which Azure is going to benefit from. Okay. So the infrastructure services are the network and the data centers. So as far as the network is concerned, and not a lot of people know this, Microsoft has its own, initially it was a dark fiber network. We have our own fiber optic network around the world. We have the 3rd largest network on the planet, soon to be the 1st largest network in the planet. We are spending billions of dollars, probably is a good number. $1 trillion on our network. We currently have up to 3 terabits per second network around the world. We use it for geo-replication between data centers. We use it for replication of our data out to our content delivery networks to get the compute and whether the resources closer to our users. And we use it to connect the internet exchanges around the world. And then the benefit of that is, or the reason behind that is, as a user of our infrastructure is, wherever you are, in as few hops as possible, you get onto our network. And now we've got some control over your experience of our network. Our goal is to have everyone using Microsoft's infrastructure at less than 30 milliseconds latency. That's our goal. Okay? We're kind of unique in that respect as far as cloud providers are concerned, because we do the network part as well. Okay? So that's not many people know that. As far as data centers are concerned, and this graph is a little bit vague, we have more than 10 data centers in the world and less than 100. How about that for a bit of vagueness? We also have multiple content delivery networks, getting our stuff to you closer. Okay, there's a few interesting facts about some of those 10 there, and the interesting one that I know most about is Dublin. Okay, so the other ones are things like using dirty water, using hydroelectric power, stuff like that. The reason we have a data center in Ireland is to do with that lovely weather out there. The minimum temperature in Ireland is, the average winter temperature is 8 degrees Celsius and the average summer temperature is 18 degrees Celsius. We run the inside of our data center at about 22 degrees plus or minus a few degrees, which actually means that the majority of the year we use the outside air. We have to warm the outside air up. Okay, so what we do is we do something called hot air containment. So that picture on the bottom left is kind of a view inside, and we have racks and racks and racks in rows and rows and rows of servers where we back them up into hot air aisles. So the hot air is contained, and it goes straight up. Hot air rises. We have a mixing floor. If you look at the picture just above it, that's the roof. On the roof is air handling units, which are just basically they're swamp pumps or adiabatic coolers, where we drizzle water through a honeycomb and we bring air through. Now we evaporate water in air, and in Ireland we get about 6 degrees temperature drop in doing that. So it would mean if the temperature ever got to 30 odd degrees, we could bring it back down to 24 comfortably. The last time it was 30 degrees in Ireland was, and it's a test, anyone know? 1897 in Kildare, okay? There's not near the coast. We've never had to do, when we installed this first, we put chillers on the roof. We've never used them. We've started taking them off. It's a waste of money. If you start seeing chillers for sale on eBay, it's us getting rid of all the chillers we put on the roof. The building itself is actually multiple data centres, completely independent within the one building. There's multiple data centres within the one building. From generators to generate power if we lose electricity we buy electricity in Ireland from 85% renewable sources. Unfortunately, it's delivered to us by one provider. There's only one network provider for electricity, ESB. But we have multiple ring mains connected to the building, so if one goes down with another. We've never, ever had an outage of that building yet. Now, you're always saying, but you've had outages on products X, Y, and Z. Well, yeah, we have, but we haven't had an outage in the building. That's called DB3, Dublin 3, which implies there is or was a 1 or a 2. Some of our older technology is still living in 2. But the building that is 2 has had issues, and therefore some of our services went down. We've never had an issue with 3. And out of interest, we've nearly finished building 4, DB4. Building 3 is full now, or more or less logically full, physically filling out a few more servers in there. And we have to be ready for when it is completely full. So they started building DB4 at the beginning of this calendar year, and it'll be open to start us putting servers in it in October. So this physical building that you're looking at now took about two years to build. It took $500 million, and then we spent another $500 million filling it with servers. DB4, which is logically, if you can't see my mouse, it's going to be there. The guys in the room, at the end of the building, they're building another one. Less than 8 months to build it, half the price, and then we'll start filling it with servers again. Amazing. Our data center is amazing. Picture in the middle is the density of which we've got servers in there. We have a massively high density of servers from multiple providers, where they're basically off-the-shelf stock-keeping units of servers. We don't do anything proprietary. Granted, we sometimes go back to our hardware manufacturer and say, could you build me a server that looks a bit like this? Maybe I don't need a DVD drive or a USB port or whatever. And the hardware manufacturers might say, it's a bit complicated to do that, Dave, and we'll turn around and say, well, that's no problem, we'll get our hardware from somewhere else then. And what that happens is all the hardware manufacturers basically build servers to our spec, and then they sell them on to other people. So there's nothing proprietary. Okay? Enough about the data center.